Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I got some good news for you. For those of you who really want this good news, you're going to be glad that I'm bringing it to you. Many of you will be shocked. But let me share something with you that's going to blow your mind. I was chosen to do the things that I do, the work that I have done, my upbringing, everything was put together to prepare me for this moment in time. And that is to be able to stand before you or sit or speak before you wherever, whenever, and share with you the unadulterated truth. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Having looked at America, and I looked at America with the vision of my history, my early years, my education, my travels. And I looked at America and I saw a nation that was not ran with God anywhere in it. In other words, what I see America is a representation of the New World Order. I see people who stand up and become whistleblowers when they see that people who have been put in positions of power to represent the people, but they abuse this power, and the whistleblowers come out and bring the message to the people, and they have to run for their lives. The people will not even defend them. People all over this country are telling this country all kinds of information that this country has been denied. But that's neither here nor there. When I look at America, I see America just as all of the other countries. Their systems may be different. They might be socialists, they may be communists, they may be others. But the result of the systems are the same. They fail. Every last one of them fail. And yet, they are designed to fail. So they are designed to benefit some and deny others. I see that. The people apparently don't. So, having stood back and see this happening, but not only recognizing it for what it is, because of my real purpose for being here, I've been blessed enough to see how the system could work based upon what you, the people, have said that you want, that you desire. I have seen it. I know how it works. And so that makes America and the rest of the world really look sick to me. But what makes me upset most of all is not Americans, because Americans are just deceived. They have been brought up this way. They don't know any different, and they are not prepared for a wonderful world. America, neither the rest of the world, is prepared for a wonderful world. It would blow their minds. It would be like going to the buffet for the first time, and you look at all this food that you can eat, and you don't know what to do. You just go stack up. But then you find out, having been exposed to it for a while, you can go back and get some. Then you start taking regular portions, and sometimes you find that you can only eat a smaller amount. That's what will happen in the New World Order. The New World Order that is designed of God. And the one that you are going down the path of is going to choke the life out of you. But what gets me is this, ladies and gentlemen. When a man stands up and says, I see America, and America is really ran like the Antichrist, and by being chosen to represent Christ, to represent God's way of life, I refuse to take part in that. And I live, or anyone walking this path would live in a situation where their family is denied the support of the father, of the male individual, the one that's walking the path of God. Their education, because education costs money, and it takes people to put that money together and send kids to college. But if you can't put your hands in that system, you can't support your kids in the system. But what you do, you speak about the evilness of the system that people already know. They can identify with you when you say it easily. And when you speak to them about the promise, you speak to them about who really owns this earth. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to me. You might not know this. I hope I got enough time on this camera to say it. We have established a system, a social economic system here in America that does exactly what it does. It has 1% of the population richer than the rest of all of us. It has people going through crime and violence, and we have terrorism, we have war, we see all kinds of lying and cheating everywhere. All of this stuff is a result of the system that we live in. Now, I'm trying to tell you, we don't have to live under this way of system. We have corporations thinking they own certain industries and can work with certain commodities because the system has allowed them to do this. And you have been tricked to think that you support the system, so it's cool with you, even though right now it's choking the lifeblood out of you. But what I want you to know is this, that nobody owns anything. I don't care what the system has allowed them to do. Reality stands up and says no one owns anything. Everything that is here was always here. When we came here, we came in bringing nothing, and when we leave, we take nothing. So we can claim nothing. But we have been given the benefit, the ability to do something, to indulge ourselves, and we've been given something specific to do, something that we love doing, something, a gift, a talent that we can engage ourselves in within the confines of these United States of America, that the Creator has designed and put us here, brought us here. And we can continue to create the things that we have already before us that we love. And those things that we don't like, we get rid of them. But we create new things, and we allow everybody to engage, to indulge in this process, that their talents might be utilized to open up doors so other people can do other things and can travel and get out of town and go live. This is what God, and it doesn't cost you a penny. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, it doesn't cost you a penny. This is a scam you're living under. Now, I tell you this, you're not going to listen to me. You're not going to listen to me. I can understand that. But now here you, the people that's talking about God. You talk about God. And I'm just going to tell you just like it is. You make me sick. You act like you don't know nothing about God. You let these people tell you that Jesus Christ died on the cross for your sins. And all you got to do is believe that and accept him as your Savior, and you saved. That's the biggest con game you can ever play on somebody in religion. Look, what did Jesus say? Jesus says, I am the way. What did he do? He denied this system just like you, if you knew God, would do as well. You would not follow the system. You would do everything you can to change it, to make it be beautiful, like God would have it. That's what you would do. Somebody said, well, I got to make it. Jesus Christ said, no, you don't. He stepped to the side. And everybody went against him. The church, the government, they hung him up on that cross. Jesus Christ is saying, this is the way if you want to be free. If you want to be free, you're going to have to stand up, and it will lead you right here. But this is the way to go. I'm telling you, he said, this is the way to go. So you say you love God, you stand there for God, and where God leads you, it will, when it starts to have its effect, because eventually it will. And we can create heaven here on this earth. But in the meantime, we got to expose these demons. Stand up for what's right. Let them kill us. Jesus said that's what we got to do. But don't worry. In 3 days, he came to let us know, hey, I'm not playing with you. God is real. God is real. So now, if you believe that, step out to the side. Step out to the side. And if you won't step out to the side, you ain't doing nothing but playing a game. And how you gonna change something playing a game? And I ain't got time for you. So if you wanna snap me, hey, I'm willing to pay the price. Because I ain't playing this game. And as long as I got voice, I will begin to speak in ways that perhaps the Spirit leads me. It maybe it'll have some effect. Right now, I'm speaking to a blind society. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to speak nice to you sometimes, but sometimes you got to be harsh and cold and factual. And factual is the time for me to speak right now. And to me, as far as making some changes in this world, as far as making changes in America, it will take all of us. It will take us having compassion one for another, as we want people to have the same kind of compassion for us. We must recognize that together we can do anything, but divided we just struggle, and if we're by ourselves, we just fall. But if we're standing up for the right thing, I'm going to tell you something about standing up for the right thing, ladies and gentlemen. Why are you standing up for the right thing? There are people who are falling by the wayside doing all this other stuff, selling their souls, trying to pay the bills, go along with everything. They think that you're a fool. They don't realize the spirit that guides you, the comfort that you are in, the protective zones that you have all around you. Going to the cross is an easy thing to do. All you got to do is stand up for what's right. Find yourself, and it's there for everyone, some compassion. Stand up to make sure that people are treated right. Stand up, grab anything to make sure that the suffering leaves and that people are treated as God would have them treated, not as the New World Order will have them treated, not as the Queen or the Pope would have them treated, not as the white man or black man would have them treated, but as God would have them treated. Stand up for that. Stand up for it. And if somebody don't like it, let them kill you. Jesus says that's the way. Now, how many of you Christian folks, how many of you love God will walk this path? Well, I want you to know, unless you're willing and choose to walk that path, God don't want you stepping out there on that path fronting. Don't go out there on that path fronting. Because I'm telling you, the devil is not playing. You go out there on that and you're not taking no respect for the system, speaking against it and speaking for something else that would dethrone it, they will kill you, ladies and gentlemen. They will kill you. And don't care. They are hoping that killing you will put anybody else who might be thinking about